Hello everyone, my name is Chloe and today I'm here with a brand new video. Welcome to Brunette Bibliophile, where I post bookish videos and writing content. If you're new here, make sure you go ahead and click that subscribe button. I post new videos every week, so maybe you want to stick around and see if you like my content. Today I'm here to do a reflection on 2021 in both bookish ways and channel ways, and kind of just look back on the goals that I had for 2021 and see if I reached them. I don't really have a lot of plans for this video besides just chatting, so I think that's what we're gonna do, so let's go ahead and get started. I may do a whole separate video regarding my full reading statistics, similar to what I did last year, mostly because the year is not over yet, so I want to make sure I have full statistics to talk about at a later time. So let's go ahead and start with bookish related goals. So one of my goals this year that I do every year is my Goodreads reading challenge, and this year I decided to set it at 100 books. I thought it was manageable considering the past few years prior I was able to exceed the goal that I had set, and because in 2021 I was completely out of school, I thought I would have more time to dedicate to reading. And I did. For the first few months of 2021, my job was still doing curbside service only, so during the day we didn't have anything to do besides run curbside. So occasionally we would read during the day, and that definitely beefed up my reading. Not only did I read 100 books and finish the challenge, I finished it about 7 months into the year, and I ended up exceeding it and reading a total of 149 books. Now, that's 149 at the time of filming this video. There are still a few days left in the year, and I am still reading, so I will leave my actual books completed number in the description below, and I will update it once the new year comes, and then you can see how many books I actually read in 2021. I'll also probably talk about it in my statistics video that I plan on doing. Recently there's been a lot of conversation regarding whether people read audiobooks and regular books to help beef up their numbers, because 149 books is a lot of books. I honestly don't know how it happened. I do happen to listen to audiobooks as well as read physical books, but mostly I read audiobooks because I like to have something to listen to in the car during my commute, because I do have a very long commute. It's very similar to how people listen to music or how other people listen to podcasts. And I think that is something that does help build up numbers, even though it's not about the numbers for me. I am consistently almost always reading 2 books at the same time because I have an audiobook and a physical book. Something that also really beefed up my number, which wasn't intentional, was I ended up falling in love with a middle grade graphic novel series, and that series has 20 volumes, and I read all of them this year, so that's an additional 20 items added to my Goodreads goal. In case you're wondering what that graphic novel series was, it is Lumberjanes, and it just ended and I just read the last volume. So 20 volumes between June and the end of the year is what I read with that series. Let's go ahead and move away from the number of books I read. Another one of my goals for this year was to get my physical TBR down to 0 books. And I almost accomplished it. The lowest that my physical TBR has been all year was a total of 6 unread books. Currently, it stands at 13 unread books. That's still not a lot of books. That's still a very attainable goal. One of the reasons why it probably didn't get to 0 is because in 2021 I decided to subscribe to the Book of the Month Club, and I was consistently getting at least 1 book a month, unless I skipped a month. And I also received some books for review as well as presents throughout the year. So while I didn't get it down to 0, I still got it very far down, because I think at the beginning of the year it was around 40 books. So now we're going to talk about my channel goals as well as my social media goals. So for my channel, my subscriber goal this year was to reach 1,700 subscribers, and that did not happen. In fact, I kind of plateaued in 2021, and my subscriber count didn't really go up or down in any sort of significant way. I have pretty much hovered around 1555 or 1560 all year long. And while it has plateaued, and that can be frustrating, my brain is trying to say it is not about the numbers. It's never been about the numbers for the entire time that I've done this, but as a content creator, seeing numbers just stay stagnant can be frustrating, and I'll be one to admit that. Even though it's not about the numbers, it's still frustrating to watch. So I'm probably not going to set a goal for this upcoming year, but it was nice to think about potentially reaching 1,700, and that definitely did not happen. So I'm actually going back and looking at talking about my 2021 goals video that I posted earlier in 2021, and at the time that I had filmed this, my subscriber number was at 1577, so it did apparently go up. I remember at one point in 2020 I had hit 1,600, and then it very quickly went back down after that. So continuing to talk about YouTube, my other goal was to improve my thumbnails, and I feel like I did actually have some better thumbnails this year than I have had in previous years. There were some times where I was scrambling very last minute to get a video up, so the thumbnail was not that great, but I definitely think I had some great thumbnails this year compared to past years. Moving away from YouTube and heading towards Instagram or Bookstagram, I have actually pretty much consistently posted for over a year now. I did have a couple of moments where I did take a break that was longer than a week. At one point, I switched from posting every day to posting every couple of days just because I was running out of ideas of what to post. And that kind of happened in mid-November because I was facing a lot of burnout from work and just dealing with a lot of stress from that. And I'm still kind of feeling a little bit of stress, but I am on vacation right now and hopefully headed in a better direction that my burnout is not going to exist, frankly. So I am still posting on Instagram, and my goal was to reach 400 followers on there in 2021, and I ended up reaching 368. So that is an increase of a little over 100 since filming my goals video last year. And I do think that is still a huge leap compared to where I was. And I'm still having fun on Instagram. I'm still posting every couple of days, so if you want to go over there and check out my account, it is at Brunette Bibliophile, and it's linked in the description below. And another one of my goals following Instagram was to continue consistently posting, and I feel like I definitely accomplished that even when I took a little bit of a break. And finally, we're going to move into some miscellaneous goals, and really there's only one to talk about, and that was improving my bullet journaling skills. I definitely feel like I improved in some aspects, and I'm still enjoying bullet journaling. I did stop filming videos of bullet journaling this year, kind of like partway through the year. I just wasn't having fun filming them anymore, and I just decided to stop filming them. If you are interested in seeing like a full flip through when I finish a book, let me know in the description below. I did post one when I finished volume 1, and I think I posted one when I finished volume 2. I honestly don't remember. One other thing I want to talk about is something that I actually didn't have in my 2021 goals, which was writing. So I did start posting writing content on here, and I have been having a blast with writing. On July 11th, I started writing a novel, and I actually finished it on September 8th. I took about a month and a half to 2 month break on it, and then I picked it back up and I did draft 2. I finished draft 2, and now it is currently off with my beta readers, and I'm supposed to be getting it back New Year's, so I should be having that feedback very soon. I'm very excited to check it out and dive into draft 3. This is a book that I fell in love with writing, and I just had so much fun with it. I'm so excited to get my notes back and dive back into it. I did start writing a second book that is a Little Mermaid retelling, but I did pick a poor time to start writing it because it's really when my burnout hit and I just stopped writing it. So that's probably something that I might pick up again in 2023, but right now I am just trying to refill my creative well and just taking a step back from that book. But I finished my first novel, The Cinderella Retelling, and I'm so excited to have my notes back on that, and my intent is to have a final draft in 2023 and hopefully do some pitching, maybe? We'll see, I don't know. I don't want to talk too much about it because I really don't know what my plan is. And something else that was kind of miscellaneous is I created a Patreon. Well, that was actually, I created a Patreon in 2020, at the end of 2020. My goal for 2021 was to get 1 Patreon supporter, and I have none. So 2022, maybe we'll get a Patreon supporter, who knows. So if you really like my content, make sure to check out my Patreon. It's linked in the description below. That is everything reflecting on 2021 and all of my goals and things that I had planned for this year. And I'm actually going to do a completely separate video talking about my goals for 2022, so make sure you check that out probably in the next few weeks. If you like what you see here, make sure you click that subscribe button so you can be notified for when I post. I upload every single week, so click subscribe so you can be updated for when I post those. Thank you all so much for watching. If you really like my content, consider checking out my Patreon, linked in the description below. And just thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for 2021. And let's see what the new year brings us in 2022. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all in my next one. Bye!
In the darkness, I don't feel so cold.